Kingdom Hearts video. My god. And it happens to be the same month that Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out. Boy, it's like I recorded this video in advance and scheduled it to go up later. Anyways, fun fact about me, I love Kingdom Hearts. Heck, if you search deep enough in my video archives, you can find me attempting to upload some gameplay from back when Action Replay was still a thing.
Fuck, you're old.
Another fun fact. In the time it took for me to go from Kingdom Hearts 2 to Kingdom Hearts 3, I went from 5th grade to my second year of grad school. Square Enix took so long that I went from elementary school to working on my master's degree. Sheesh, now I know how Beyond Good and Evil fans feel. But anyways, you read the title, you know what this is. Let's do a top 5 of what I feel and believe, in my own opinion, are the best Kingdom Hearts games in order of enjoyability. To me. So, clearly biased. But before, let's do some honorable mentions, aka the games that aren't on the list. Kingdom Hearts Recoded. I didn't want to play this game because it looked like a pointless port of a phone game. And apparently that's what it was. So glad I skipped it. Kingdom Hearts Union Cross. Or Kingdom Hearts Kingdom Key, or whatever it's going by now these days. It's literally a phone game. Which, although I've played it and barely gotten that far, not only is it still going, as far as I know, the shit is long. And I just can't be bothered to invest that much in it. Even though I just downloaded it again for like the 17th time the other day. Kingdom Hearts 0.2 Birth by Sleep, A Fragmentary Passage. Aside from that exhaustingly long name, this is basically a glorified demo for the mechanics in KH3, so I don't think it's worth adding to the list. The original Kingdom Hearts! Oh boy, I'm gonna get some ire for this one. Okay, so I have never played the original Kingdom Hearts. I actually entered the franchise with 2 and have been there ever since. The original is far from a bad game. It's actually kind of incredible in terms of its storytelling, setup, and gameplay from what I've seen. But for some reason, I've never fully felt the urge to go back and play through it. Does it deserve a spot over some of the other games on this list? Probably. Will it be there? Nope. Haven't played it. Maybe I'll have my girlfriend do a playthrough someday. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I still need to buy 1.5 and 2.5. And speaking of 1.5, Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. A PlayStation port of a Game Boy game. No way can that turn out bad! But in all seriousness, I haven't played this either, but some of the changes I've seen for it just seem strange. And for someone like me who rarely replays games, I feel no compulsion to do calm again. Now, why did I single out the 3D port? Well, that's because number 5 is Chain of Memories. So, the original Game Boy Advance version of Chain of Memories was given to me because a friend didn't want it and never played it. It sat around collecting dust, and then I just kind of got it, or inherited it. Well, it sat around collecting dust, and after I beat 2 and hit a phase around late middle school, where I started revisiting old abandoned portable games, lo and behold, I find this little piece of shit and popped it into my Game Boy Advance SP, back when that was a thing, and started playing through it. Since I hadn't played the first game but knew the main plot, I followed along and, to my surprise, had a pretty good time. Even some challenge. The Larxene fight, the Axel fight, the Marluxia fights all had a little bit of a kick to them that made the game surprisingly entertaining and even heartfelt at times, even for an old GBA title. And, speaking of Nintendo, number 4. 358 by 2 days. So, I remember actually being pretty hyped for this game. A portable Kingdom Hearts game in the 3rd dimension? Sort of.
The Sortas. Are they Sora? Sorta.
Well, actually, I think this game may have been the reason I went back and played Chain of Memories. I really liked Roxas as a character. Maybe because he was the first one I played as, but nonetheless. But a chance to replay as him and explore this time in the organization, glide, see who this mysterious shoehorned 14th member of the organization was, and after playing it, it was alright. It was nice having a game that didn't have a fucking deck gimmick and I could actually equip other Keyblades and play as other characters. Even for tedious and sometimes boring missions, Square, I think, did okay. The story was kind of the beginning of some odd decisions, but the gameplay was okay, and I remember having an alright time with it. Speaking of strange story decisions, number 3. Dream Drop Distance. Time travel? Really, Nomura? Fucking time travel? God, I'm glad I played this for the PlayStation 4. Alright, so the cock-teased, convoluted, confusing story and stupid-ass drop mechanics aside, this game is alright. Having Sora and Riku be young again was a weird decision, but I give this game due credit where it actually really made me like Riku and see much more of this character than I had in the past. Probably because I skipped one and hadn't looked back. Nonetheless, even though the story was kind of wild, I did feel challenged by this game, which is usual for the series, but I saw some exploration into the character's literal psyche, which I think does give a solid reason as to why Riku redeemed himself and earned the title of Master. Why Sora isn't granted it after essentially saving the world twice is kind of beyond me, but it does seem like the game is trying to implement concepts introduced in Birth by Sleep and even work around some of the random retcons. Like Lee and Kairi being new Keyblade wielders. Also, holy shit, those Xemnas, Ansem, and xehanort fights wore me the fuck out. Like, damn Square, I can't imagine doing that on a handheld. This game taught me to block though for the first time ever, so I'll give it that. Oh, and did I mention you can team up with a cartoon T-Rex? It's pretty sick. On to number 2, Birth by Sleep. Birth by Sleep is a cozy hell of a game. I actually played it out of order and went Aqua Ventus Terra, but I do remember quite enjoying it and occasionally revisiting it to look for treasures or build up skills or just fight unversed. Although the plot is kind of a search party type deal and Xehanort is arguably the most obviously evil villain in the history of gaming, nothing ever felt too urgent when I played it, and I think that's why I enjoyed it. This furthered that playing with other characters thing that was set up in 358 by 2 days, and even gave us our first female Keyblade wielder. Chronologically. That we can play as. Although, looking back at it, the voice acting was... Yikes.
You ever wonder what stars are? Where light comes from?
Well, they say.
That every star up there is another world.
Huh?
Terra.
Yep. Hard to believe there are so many worlds out there besides our own.
Oh, yeah. Terra, you and I have our Mark of Mastery exams tomorrow. I made us good luck charms.
It was nice to kind of see how it set up future ties for Sora, Riku, and Lee and others. Also, I really liked the final battles in the Keyblade Graveyard. They were tense, but not absurd. Like, I could feel myself having to form and play more strategically. I think the deck system here is a little more functional than in the past and kind of paved the way for what 3D did, and I don't know. Most of what was done in the game just really worked for me. Also, more Mickey in a game is never a complaint. Love that guy. So, obviously, you can tell what my number 1 is. We didn't even get that stateside. No. My number 1 is, funnily enough, a sequel. Kingdom Hearts 2. Call it bias, call it nostalgia, call it what you want, but I call it one of the greatest games and even greatest sequels of all time. Everything in this game just clicked for me. Remember how I said I don't really replay games much? This is one of the few cases where I have replayed a game. It was that fun, that creative, that challenging, that investing, and this is for a sequel game. Which is where I started the series because I thought, I like this art, I like Disney, I like Final Fantasy, I'll try it. Even with how tedious Roxas's part was, when you learn more about him and the twist of him being Sora's nobody, I grew to appreciate it. Even the things I hated in this game forced me to get better and better over time. The Xemnas fights, that bullshit mini escort mission, those asshole car enemies in Timeless River, the fucking Zaldin and Demyx fights, I swear to God, let me tell you that to this day, those boss fights, Demyx and Zaldin, they still give me fucking nightmares. Not nearly as much as Demyx, because I've replayed it, and I've beaten, but the fucking Zaldin fight has a distinct memory to me in gaming, because as I was trying to, for probably the 30th time, fight him and beat his ass, a hailstorm decided to start, and that's why I will never forget that fight. Because I was scared that my power was going to go out before I got to defeat him. But, nonetheless, both that and the Demyx fight almost made me quit the game. But I didn't quit. And at that point, I had something to prove. I grinded, I got better, I worked on my timing, I worked on strategy, and eventually, after what felt like forever, I overcame those obstacles. Ugh! And don't even get me started on the music. It's just a fantastic score all around that I don't really think about, but when I hear it, it's just instant memories. Especially Sanctuary. God, what an amazing song. and it turned me into a Utada Hikaru fan. I can't thank Japan enough for that. And you know
You know
what?
what? I'm
going to say it. Sanctuary is better than Simple and Clean. Fight me. The character design also seems to balance the grand proportions of Disney with the almost pseudo-realism of Final Fantasy. The implementation for the drive forms is also partially what piqued my interest, because any game that lets you dual wield is a-okay in my Wii book. The voice acting is good. It gets its job done being a healthy mix of emotional and sometimes over the top. Also, Mickey motherfucking Mouse being a supreme badass and saving my bacon more times than I can count. The bromance of Sora and Riku, the Axel fight with Roxas, the creativity allotted in the gummy ship battles. Everything in this game just worked for me. See, this game wasn't hard for me to replay because although it is a story with one character in a grand universe, there was always something to do that felt like I could replay gummy ship journeys, or I could do something else. I could train up Wisdom Form, which is a form that I never used, and I don't know if anyone ever did. I could go back and do the Olympus Cups. I could do anything in that game, except Lingering Will, because I'm never gonna do that fight. I'm too scared. He scares me. Also, I don't have Final Mix, so I can't fight him anyways. So there. But yes, Kingdom Hearts 2 is my first Kingdom Hearts game, and it's my favorite game in the franchise thus far, and in my opinion, the best thus far. Let's just hope that 3 will be worth the near decade and a half wait. So, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. What's your favorite Kingdom Hearts game, or your favorite memory from it, or both? Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. I'm Will, and I post videos whenever I feel like, so see you next time. Keep late wielders.
Ever dreamed of? You must be kidding me. Did you really think I could say no? Oh, I want you for a lifetime. So if you're gonna think twice, baby, I don't wanna know, baby. I don't wanna know. Everything is just right. But if you're gonna think twice,